What up, y'all? It's Crew, also known as a Rainy Storm, checking in for the Venus sign series. I am your Cosmic Rootwork, your Cosmic Rootwork astrologer, goddammit. Specializing in Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at rainystorm.wiz.com/info. You can find me on all social media at rainystorm. So if this is your first time coming in, you know what I'm saying, or this is your Venus sign series, or you know somebody who might have this Venus sign series, and you come to the right place. And shout out to y'all for coming through. If this is your first time coming through and meeting the kid, you know what I'm saying? What's good? What's up? Welcome to my humble abode. All right. Yes, this is the Venus and Cancer series. I said that. Oh, updates before we do get into Venus. Mars activations are definitely below, so if you would like to be a part of that, we dropped the Mars activations with the Plutonic energy, and we're talking about how to alchemize your energy. Like I said in the weekly astrology video that this is going to be a part 1 of this Pluto energy, the Plutonic energy that dropped for the Scorpio new moon. We talked about that more so being like the breakthrough, but I'm going to do a part 2 on how to actually alchemize that energy, harnessing like your sexual energy and using that to its highest frequency. You know what I mean? We'll definitely be talking about that because that's something I've been kind of dibbling and dabbling with. So when I get to that place, we gonna be dropping that part 2. We will be having the Mars activation, the Big Leap 2020. Basically using your Jupiterian energy for the Sagittarius new moon this weekend. So if you would like to be a part of that, that link is also below. And if you don't catch it this weekend, then you could definitely catch it because it will be on the website afterwards for that. So y'all make sure y'all check that out too. But yeah, let's talk about Venus and Cancer, to my Venus and Cancerians out there. Well, I am a Vedic Venus in Cancer. Yes, I'm a Vedic Venus in Cancer, Western Venus in Virgo. This is cardinal water, but before we get into it, before we actually start talking about Venus, I was listening to Trey songs when I was doing the first 4 Venus sign series, the Ready Deluxe album, you know what I'm saying? And the song that came to mind when I was thinking about Venus and Cancer was Love Lost by Trey Songz. When your love is... It's another song too that I'm thinking of. Your whole world's thrown off when the one you need don't need you. What do you do when love is lost? So now, another song that's been coming in my head every time I think about Venus and Cancer is this song with Keisha Cole and Tupac. I forget the name of it, but this is the last album that I got at Keisha Cole's. But it's the I wanna be the one who you can't even know. To be the one who be there through the thick and thin. Oh, and we won't be here till the morning. We won't be here till the night, and we won't be forever. And then Tupac is like, you gotta take your time with it. You can't be manhandling it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take your time and finesse it. Hey, you know what I mean? This is Venus and Cancer. Okay? This is Venus and Cancer energy all the way. They take their time, baby. They take their time. You know what I mean? Not to say that they get clingy, but they take their time. But before we get into the Cancerian, let's get into the Venus. What is Venus? What is the planet Venus? First of all, it's the rulership over Taurus and Libra. Okay, so that kind of gives you a sense of like the energy that we're working with here. But when we talk about Venus, this is probably the most talked about planet in astrology, I swear to God, because everybody, we love love. You know what I mean? People love love. You know what I'm saying? But Venus is not just about love. Venus is about partnerships. You know, Venus is about business, you know what I mean, and finances and things like that. Like how you want to make your money, who you trying to partner up with to make your money, you know what I'm saying? But it's also like your friendship groups, you know what I mean, the type of people that, you know, you'll end up being around, or the type of people that you'll end up attracting. And there's also the opposite end on that, is the people that you are attracted to, the type of people that you are attracted to. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be this sign, but they might embody this kind of energy and it attracts you to that. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's give and take. It's giving and receiving kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk about this, I'm not just talking about this as just you, but this is like energy that surrounds you, or energy that you are attracting or attracted to. This is also some of the things you want to look in some other houses for this, and definitely some other planets for this. But this is like the type of work that you would like to do, the type of work that you would really be passionate about. So yeah. That's what a little bit about Venus, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get deeper into the planets as we move forward, but that's just like kind of like a touch, like a general, you know what I mean, little dab of what Venus is. But when you bring Venus and Cancer into the same place, just like Taurus, Venus loves Cancer. Venus loves Cancer. Venus loves the moon. Venus loves the moon because it's very homey. It makes itself at home here. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, this feels really nice here. It's very cozy. You know, it's very nurturing. It likes to give. You know, it likes to take care. It likes to nurture. You know what I mean? It's very romantic here as well. Venus and Cancer is very, very romantic. You know, they're looking for a partner that they can deeply bond with. You know what I mean? That they can create that emotional, you know, safe house with, you know, if you will, you feel me? For this one in Taurus, I put loves it here. This is also a type of energy that you can definitely see somebody who has a lot of kids, or wants to have a lot of kids, or if not just have a lot of kids, just wants to be a part of a big family, or the people that they hang around or their family members are very close to them. Like you definitely see that, you know, with this energy, this kind of energy here, just very close ties to the people that they know, especially from home. Even if it's not from home, it's just they have a homey, very tribal kind of feel to them. You know, this is the type of energy that, it's so funny how they're like, oh yeah, you know, Venus and Cancer is very, you know, they're committed to their partners. And not to say that, you know, Cancers aren't necessarily committed to their partners, but I feel like this can go both ways, especially if we're talking about the duality of the symbol of Cancer. Is very dualistic, you know, it's a very dualistic symbol and a dualistic sign. So on one end, Cancer can be very attached to their partner, very wanting to be in that, you know, relationship where it feels safe. But on the other end of Venus and Cancer, like, you know, motherfuckers is pimps too. Like Venus and Cancer can be very like, not less than necessarily bravado Venus and Gemini per se, but just, you know, this could be the type of person that likes to have playful many lovers, or just likes to might have a serious relationship with one person but really loves another person, so they want to have a serious relationship with them but might not tell the other person that they have a serious relationship with somebody else. You know what I mean? Because this is not really the energy. Venus and Cancer, they might act like they like or can be or fuck around with multiple people, but they really don't want to. It doesn't fulfill Venus and Cancer to do these things. They like to be with somebody or somebodies, if you are poly and you are Venus and Cancer, that they want to feel safe in the relationship. They want to feel like they're being seen in the relationship. This is very clingy. It can be very clingy, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this kind of relationship. And they want to shower you, you know, with their love, and shower you with, you know, that just motherly, just embodiment of Cancerian energy. You know what I'm saying? This is the moon we talking about here. So it gets deep, you know what I mean? Very protective of loved ones, very protective of children, you know what I'm saying? I definitely say, like, I mean, I'm gonna come back to it, but moving off from it a little bit, if we're talking about like work, and just kind of like how you and where you would make your money at. Like, this is definitely like the social workers of the group, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, being a Vedic Venus in Cancer, like, it was one point in time that I wanted to be a social worker, but I knew deep down in my soul, not to say that I'm still not going to try to help the kids, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to do everything that I can to impart my wisdom on the kids and everything. But to be a social worker for me, I knew I was going to take that shit home. And I know one might say, well, I mean, your work isn't... I've learned over the years that you have to know how to, you know, detach or just kind of break away your work life from your personal life, because once they become intermingled, and not to say that they can't, you know what I mean, because it's your work, so it is very personal in that sense, but you gotta have to learn when to detach from it so you can take time and space out for you, so you can take time and space out for the fam, you know what I'm saying? So, but I knew that I would be, you know, I say all to say, like, I knew that if I was to become a social worker, that I would be taking all that shit home. I probably want to take all the damn kids with me. I probably want to move all the kids in my fucking house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I really deeply care, and I wouldn't want a child to be in a situation where, you know what I'm saying, they just kind of getting the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's all cases when it comes to social working, but I just knew that I was deeply and heavily involved. You feel me? So social working, doing things in the occult realm or the occult world, you know what I'm saying, of like, you know, these are the healers, these are the artists, these are the poets, these are the musicians. Venus and Cancer make bomb ass fucking musicians. You know what I'm saying? Working with kids, you know, working with elderly, you know what I mean? Working, you know what I mean? Being like a, you know, doing elderly care or something like that, or just something that has to center, I feel like, around people and being in close connection with people, being nurses, being doctors, you know, holistic health doctors. These are the doulas of the zodiac, you know what I'm saying, delivering babies and shit, like, you know what I mean? This is kind of like the energy that Venus and Cancer, cooking, also Venus and Taurus too, but like a chef or something like that. Definitely doing something to, you know, put their energy into feeding the people, or get, whether that's physically feeding the people or the energy is feeding people, but also feeding themselves as they feed other people. So yeah, that's a little bit like of what Cancer could get into, you know what I'm saying? Emotions, as far as like their money, emotions definitely play a major part in their money situation. So like, if your emotions is all fucked off, your money's gonna be fucked off. You know what I mean? So your emotions got to be right for your money to be right. You know what I mean? Definitely would say trust issues in the given of, like, you know, you really have to, in order for people to really be in your circle like that, you have to really trust them. But once you trust them and you feel like they're, you know, a part of, you know, that shell, that clusters of shells, nigga, like, you in there with a Venus in Cancer. Big ass heart, very sincere, very sincere. Now, I will say that it can be manipulation, a little bit of manipulation there. Using their emotions to get what they need and get what they want. But, you know, on a higher frequency, because y'all like, you know, I always say we like to talk about frequencies here. You know, Venus in Cancer is very sensual. You know what I'm saying? It's being in the presence of a Venus in Cancer is healing you. You know what I mean? As you just sitting with them, they giving you energy. You know what I mean? Cancers in relationships, they like to know where they stand. They like to know where they are. They don't like to be second guessing or feeling like they have to try to figure a motherfucker out, or, you know what I'm saying? But also on the same coin, you know, Venus in Cancer has to learn how to open up to people, have to learn how to open up to their, especially their partners and stuff. You know, being afraid of getting hurt or being afraid of being played or whatever the case may be, that's just something that you have to work through with a loving and trusting partner, with somebody that you feel like you can really trust. These are also the counselors too. Want to throw that in there. This is very nostalgic, you know. This is like, I feel like kind of like Venus in Capricorn, Venus in Cancer is very old school in that way, of a sense of like, you know, when we talk about romance and stuff like that, like they like the dinners and, you know, dressing it up and making it real for them. You know what I'm saying? They like, you know, you coming and picking them up versus or instead of texting and all that kind of stuff, like they want to do a phone call and they want to hear your voice and they want to talk to you and, you know, see how you're doing and checking up on you. This is the type of energy that will cook you a really nice fucking meal, a home cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? Knock your ass the fuck out. Have I been with the Venus in Cancer? Probably. I don't know. You know what I mean? I've been with a Vedic Venus in Cancer, and this is definitely, I feel like, definitely nah, that was it a Vedic Venus in Cancer? No, I'm not a Vedic Venus in Cancer. I'm a Vedic Venus in Leo. That's what I am. I got my Mars is in Cancer. Yeah, my Mars is in Cancer and Vedic, and my Venus is in Leo, so scratch it. I just had to think about that. I'm like, but yeah, I've been with the Vedic Venus in Cancer. But I am a Venus in Leo in Vedic sidereal astrology. Okay, so we back. Intimacy is a big thing for Venus and Cancer. Like, they love intimacy. They love feeling close and next to you. It's like I said, it can be hard for them, even though they want and express a lot of emotions. Sometimes it could feel like they do, you know, or want to, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be hard for them to open up, but once you make them feel comfortable, they definitely will open up to you. But this is also like a very, like when we talk about sensual and things like that and intimacy and being close and connected, this just like Taurus, they're kind of like the five senses in this being, this sense of like, you know, Venus in Cancer likes to touch, they like to feel, they like you to feel next to them, kind of like Venus in Pisces too. They like they need to feel like that touch, that closeness to them, you know, in order for them to feel like they're being loved, or in order to feel like you interested in them. And if they start feeling like that's not the case, and they haven't been touched in a while, they haven't been, yeah, this is where the opposite Venus, this is where the opposite Cancerian comes in, and they start doing some other shit. So, you know what I mean? Just saying, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Let them know that, like, yo, I'm feeling you. You know what I mean? They're very observant. You know what I'm saying? Like, they study situations and stuff like that. So even if they're not opening up, they're still studying you. They're still observing what it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? They put a lot of thought and energy out into like the dates and stuff like that they have with you, and you know what I mean? They want to, I wouldn't necessarily say impress you per se, but they do like to put on, you know, because Venus and Leo comes after this, so they like to put on, you know, put the T on the 10 to let you know that, like, at the end of the day, if you try to leave me, or you thinking about leaving me, like, where else is you gonna get this? You know what I mean? Nowhere. It's Venus and Cancer. Like, I am that. You know what I mean? I think one thing that I would say for Venus and Cancer has to understand is, like, not to be so overgiving. Not to be so overgiving with their love, you know. And not to say that you can't give out love. It's just, I think, so people don't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? You want to be with somebody who's not going to take advantage of your shit, but cherish the love that you give. You know what I mean? Honor the type of love that you give. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might be fucking clingy a lot. You know, you might need that you know, attachment and things like that. Because that's the type of love that you want to receive. You know what I mean? Or you'll look for a partner that is open to really giving you that type of love that you really, you know, internally want to feel. You know what I mean? And it might even be overwhelming for Venus and Cancer. Like, a person that has a Venus and Cancer is like, oh my God, I'm getting so much love, but I love it. Like, but fuck. You know what I mean? You might see the opposite, like you closing up and then the other person trying to give you all this love and then you closing up and things like that. Like, that can also be a thing for Venus and Cancer, because it's so overwhelming. It's so much. It's a lot for, you know, a Venus and Cancer. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? This is definitely Venus and Cancer. Like I said, it's very lovey-dovey, very psychic, intuitive. You know what I mean? They pick up on things. They pick up, hold on, Naya, give me a second. They pick up on a lot of things, you know, that their partner might not be telling them. You know what I mean? Or their partner might not be saying, but it's not your job to figure it out, Cancer. Like, your partner needs to communicate that to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, and also this could be a very passive lover as well. Once again, if you're not experiencing this from somebody else, this can definitely be a part of your traits of Venus and Cancer, like being just kind of passive or going around what you actually need to say. But emotionally, you know what I'm saying? Like, emotionally just like not expressing the things that you really set out to express. So you just, I think learning from Venus and Gemini, you know, before we get to Venus and Cancer, it's just about like communicating your emotions, being able to communicate your thoughts and where you at and how you feel. I think will keep a healthy, you know, open, loving situation with Cancer, you know, because they need to feel that connection. You know, and it's not just about talking. Like I said, it's very sensual, it's very intimate. So you want to communicate that to a Venus in Cancer, or if you have a partner that, you know, that you attract and stuff like that, this is probably some of the energy that they embody. So being able to actually have those conversations and being able to be in like that emotional bond with each other and getting deep, you know what I'm saying? And that shit will keep y'all pretty steady. You feel me? So that's my analysis of Venus and Cancer, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be moving on next week from Venus and Leo to Venus and Scorpio. I will be seeing y'all hopefully at this, you know, Mars activation this Sunday. But if not, I will definitely be seeing y'all this weekend and next week and all those good things. I hope y'all are ready because it's going down. Serene Storm checking in, checking out.